We'll take a little look at the history here of grants. And I know we talk a lot about how budgets are decreasing, budgets are tight, money is tight, and that's certainly true. But if you take a step back and look really over the past half century here, you can see how the number of federal grants has actually really increased. And going from where we were in the 1950s and 60s to today, the federal government gives more than $600 billion in federal grants per year. And 80% of that goes to state and often then is passed through to local governments. And usually we know from the National Association of State Budget Officers, federal funds make up approximately 30% of state budgets. Likely a similar chunk, maybe not exactly 30%, but a fair chunk of local government budgets. Also an important piece for many nonprofit organizations and research universities. So this is a significant chunk of money, and it really underpins a lot of the organizations in the public sector in our country. And of course, as you think about all this money coming out the door has not come for free. And if you look, the catalog of federal domestic assistance lists over 2,000 federal grant programs. So let's see a quick show of hands. How many folks have ever looked at the catalog of federal domestic assistance? Good, okay, good. Maybe a little bit, 40% or so. So this is where the federal government publishes all of their programs. And to be fair, that's done a little differently between agencies. For some, it's a big chunk of funds that they put in one CFDA bucket. For another agency, it's almost just one notice of funding announcement. They do it. It's not really very standardized how agencies treat this. But if you want to go somewhere to see how the federal agencies are thinking about their buckets of funding that's going to be available for the year, this is it. It's the Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance. It's online at cfda.gov. And there are 2,000 different programs. And we know from managing grants, right, that each of those programs comes with authorizing language, statutes from Congress, appropriations legislation, again from Congress with their money, often OMB guidance, so then you have OMB guidance and regulations that come out of that, federal agency regulations, program regulations, there may even be terms and conditions specific to that unique award. So that is a lot of requirements, right, for just one grant. And then multiply that by 2,000 programs and more than 50,000 organizations that get grants, probably much more of that, but 50,000 big ones. That's a lot of requirements, a web of red tape, if you will, that is intersecting and complicated and difficult to comply with and duplicative and just a general nightmare. So this is why we have been working very hard to come up with a new framework for how we manage our grants. So back in 2011, OMB created the Council on Financial Assistance Reform, fondly known as the COFAR. And the Council on Financial Assistance Reform is made up of the 8 largest grant-making agencies, co-chaired by HHS as the largest grant-making agency. And to give you a sense of the COFAR's mission, the COFAR is tasked with providing recommendations to OMB about how we do strong financial management. How do we manage our grants most efficiently and effectively? And when thinking about that, you really have to look right in the middle. This is the sun of our solar system, better outcomes for grants. We're keeping our eye on the prize here. So this is what gets us out of bed in the morning, right? We want our kids graduating from high school. We want our police departments to be well-resourced, our fire departments. We want teachers in schools. We want homeless people to find housing. We want our highways to be built and strong, our infrastructure to be working. These are the outcomes that ultimately make our places to live healthy and great, right? And so to get there, we need strong financial management, and that's where all of us come